So this past week I was pretty busy again, but thanks to my brother, in this video he's actually going to be breaking down his fire self-healing tank build. This setup focuses on huge self-heals, high dominance, and surviving elite content without relying on your healers. He'll be going over artifacts, allies, loadouts, and his playstyle, so if you want to tank aggressively and heal through damage, and honestly feel nearly unkillable, then this is the build for you. Let's do this. So for the white mods, it's exactly like the ice tank loadout. The only thing that you switch is the neck, and you want to get the one where when you're not blocking you get a 10% increase by defense. When you're ice, you want to use the one that you're with blocking. Fire, you want to use the one that you're not. Now for the base mods, the blue ones, you're just going to go all health. Fire is really good with that one. For support, I use one restoration, the rest in dominance. Dominance you don't need for fire. I just kind of put it for my base so that way I can at least have some sort of dominance. And then I put my stat points to about like 100. After that I'll be good, and then the restoration is there. Offense, 2 precision, 2 might, nothing crazy. Then for the affinity mods, you have both for dominance, and then you have rejuvenating escape mod, which is for the breakout, so whenever you use one you at least have that. And then crippling stance mod, where you can have at least a 10% chance to stun nearby enemies. Really good for you. So starting with the allies, your combat ally, you want static shock. It's specifically for the 30% damage reduction shield. For the support ally, obviously future Lex Luthor, you get the increase in dominance and then defense for 15 seconds for about 15%, and then another 30% damage reduction shield for Superman. I have 3 of them, almost, well, all of them maxed out besides Superman. I just need one more, and then it drops it to 35% cooldown rather than the 40. So it does really benefit having all your allies maxed out, and I would say Superman and Lex Luthor are the 2 that you really need for tanking. Static, you can probably change it with Nubia, but other than that I would always recommend. Now for the artifacts, nothing's really changed compared to the ice loadout besides 2. The ones you want to switch into is the Red Tornado and Lazarus Pit Water. Last Pit as a fire tank, at least for me, in my opinion, helps out just in case you kind of like get stunned by you getting your health back, or you get hit hard by Grundy, because we all have to be afraid of Grundy and Beanie. And Red Tornado, you're gonna see it in the gameplay. It helps me out so much in the Nekron and Blackhand. I have to kite them a lot, but you know, every time they do rather a stun or they lunge me, Nekron likes to do that lunge as well. This artifact really does benefit when I can't cast any ability until I break out, so this one saves it. You'll see it in the gameplay later. The other 3 artifacts are the ones I let everyone know. It'll be Mystic, Manacles, and Everyman prototype. So for the skill points, just depends on what weapon you want to use. I go one-handed. I don't need to get the weapon mastery. I don't use it. I just need to kind of find a way to get out of there. I max it out and that's it. Super speed, get the upgrade for whatever movement you have. Depends. If you have 500 skill points and more, I always recommend you to get the knockback, resistance, and the recovery. Don't worry about dash attack. That's for PvP. There's no need for that. If you have less than 500, I just tell you get the upgrade, and then that's it. Iconic abilities, you're going to need Hard Light Shield and Magma Vortex. Those are on the loadout, so you're going to need that. For Lasso, Amazon Deflection, and Super Strength, it's not a necessity. I just use that for PvP. Hybrid is the one you want to get, so you can get the 5% dominance boost. You're not using a supercharge, so you don't need that. And Weapon Experts for damage. You're a tank, so here depends on how many skill points you have. I would probably say go the 10-10 route. Healing chance and the healing magnitude, split that. The rest of your skill points, you want to go restoration and health. Fire, you don't really need dominance. I put 100 in there just because I have the skill points for it and it works out for me. But if you don't have the amount of skill points, there's no point of touching dominance. Just go full restoration and maybe a little bit over in health. All right, now to the loadout. We have 2 here. One is for Grundy, Martian, Manhunter. The other one is throughout the entire raid. We're going to start off for the entire raid, so that way I can explain why I switch Backdraft into Magma Vortex. You have your pull, Backdraft, Stoke Flames, Hard Light Shield, because we're tanks, we need that, Immolation, and then Burning Determination. A few people that I have conversations with clip Stroke Flames with Burning Determination. You can do that. I see the purpose, especially when you're about to get hurt hard when it comes down to going up against Grundy and or one of the ads. Clip those two with a shield, you'll be good to go. But for the most part, you'll be fine with either Stroke Flames Up and Burning Determination. Backdraft, specifically for the ads, the way how you do it, run engulf. By the time they hit the ground, use backdraft. You'll get the burst heal, and every ad will get kind of circled around you. Once you do that, I use, where is it? This Raging Knight chromatic emitter, which is the quantum stun. In the gameplay, you'll see how fluent and well that works, at least in my opinion. But you guys already know that from the ice tank loadout. For the second loadout, again, you switch backdraft into Magma Vortex. Just kind of helps me out because Grundy and Martian Manhunter, they do lunges, and once they hit you, it's harder to dodge as a fire tank compared to ice, because I can take those hits as long as I rotate my shields carefully. As a fire tank, you can block, but one of them isn't able to do a block, so you're going to be able to absorb all that damage, and as a fire tank you get hit pretty hard. Sometimes I die throughout different groups with the Grundy fight, and Lazarus Pit Water helps me get back up, but once you time it correctly, you'll be able to see how that works, especially for this gameplay. And then once they lunge me and they drop, I use Magma Vortex, and then I clip Hard Light Shield to Burning Determination, so that way I can have that defense for Magma Vortex, the burst heal from that Burning Determination, and then just keep on the shield so that way nothing can hit me. I get all my health up and I'm good to sit there for a moment, and then after that just go back to kiting. This one really is just about kite, guys. Fire, you want to be able to pull aggro, use your burst shields, and do not block. Run around them, kind of do some laps, stay away from getting as hit hard as possible. But other than that, I think you guys will be running this perfectly fine. Fire, in my opinion, is really good tanking. The self heal is great, and it really does put you at a place where you'll be fine sitting somewhere for a while, especially with Magma Vortex, man. This ability makes fire and earth and rage way better, in my opinion. It just helps out rather when you're going up against bosses or larger groups like right before Superboy and B&E. So how the loadout works, you'll go ahead and use engulf, clip backdraft with stoke flames into the quantum stun, and then hard light shield. Remember, you cannot clip stoke flames and backdraft. It would have to be backdraft first into stoke flames. If the burn is faster, that means I would be grabbing more ads. They hit a lot harder, so right after I clip stoke flames and backdraft, I would use hard light shield, clip it with burning determination so I can have all the heals up. Backdraft will most likely be up by then, so I'll go into backdraft as well, and I'll show you this right now. So engulf, backdraft, clip stoke flames, and then quantum stun. That's how it'll work. Again, if your burn is fast and you're grouping all the ads together, that's when it'll just jump up like this, backdraft, and quantum clip into hard light shield and burning determination. So since this is an endgame guide, we're going to go ahead and focus just on the boss fight, so that way I can walk you guys through what I've done. Okay, so starting this boss fight, it's always kind of rough. You need to make sure you pull Martian Manhunter aggro while not getting stunned. Let's see, as you can see, I got stunned there. And you're going to have to be focusing on when Grundy pops up. Because if not, as soon as you miss Grundy, he's going to leap towards everybody on the Black Lantern thing there, and everyone's dead. As you can see, look at him running away. Jeez, bro. Grundy is a problem here. But the main part on this boss is kind of just getting everything situated, because it takes a minute for you to actually like get settled in. So keep using engulf, backdraft, or I'm sorry, you're not using backdraft here. It's just spam engulf, and just make sure you have your shields and burning determination and stoke flames ready, because whenever that Grundy leaps over, get ready to clip both those powers together. So they got me bunched up there. You want to get out of there. Remember, as a fire tank, you're kind of just kiting. You're not as an ice where you're just taking these hits. You're going to want to just kind of pull aggro like Martian Manhunter did here. Once it did there, I can take it. Now I'm dodging out of the way because I saw Grundy try to face me. Keep those shields up. Keep engulf, spamming it so that way you can keep that aggro. And then whenever they both lunge, use Magma Vortex. You're going to see it coming up soon. Right there. I kind of thought he was going to leap, but the zombie allies got in the way, so that was good. That's perfectly fine. I still got the defense and the health for Martian Manhunter. Yep, red tornado clip right there. Boom, they're right here. This is very scary as a fire tank. If they're managed both to hit you, you're really going to have to get the hell out of there. Compared to when you're ice, I always have it. I can sit both there. As long as I got my shields up, I'll be good. But here, you can take damage as a fire tank. You just can't take that much damage. Grundy is a hard-hitting guy in this boss fight, and he's a fucking problem. So right there, I'm dodging out of the way. Red tornado clip, he hit me pretty hard. I'm out of there using engulf so that way they can come back to me, but keep them away from you at the same time. If you see both Grundy and Martian Manhunter both leaping at you, get ready to pop your shield, jolt out of their Magma Vortex. Now, in my opinion, Grundy and Martian Manhunter is the only boss fight that's a problem here, and then maybe Blackhand and Nekron. Superboy is very easy. You kind of just want to burst your shield in the beginning because he kind of starts to rock you. After that, use Magma Vortex. Love Magma Vortex, by the way. Make sure you keep the aggro. Guys, again, as a tank, you want to keep aggro all times, but in this specific run, Grundy likes to leap. You can't do anything. Same thing goes for Superboy. You really want to hyper-focus on these ads. If one escapes, if the troll, isn't doing a good job. Great job, Mayfix. And then just kind of focus on that. Usually your troll calls out. I usually have Mayfix on the mic, so he was able to let me know where the ads are at. But if one of you guys are out there, damage, troll, healer, make sure you call that out for the tank. It helps him out, and nobody can get down. The only thing you really have to focus with Superboy is the laser, which is going to be coming up soon, maybe like towards half health. It pops up. He's almost dead, but it's going to pop up right here in a second. I guess not. I lied. Well, look at that. Ran this damn run so many times. Yeah, he's simple. He's good. You just have to focus on that laser. Do your best for him to focus on the bubble. If not, make sure everybody else, damage, healer, and troll, run and get out of the way.
Haven't you learned yet? Life is futile, and your plan is futile. That white mist can't even penetrate my lord's flesh.
For Blackhand and Nekron, this fight is... It's easy. You just have to really be careful when Nekron stuns you so he can put you in the Black Lantern Ion. Because if Blackhand lunges you, boy, you're gonna be dead. Lazarus Pit will proc inside the Lantern, and you'll be fine. But that's just be a waste of Lazarus. So the way how I do it, Red Tornado is a great artifact here. I kind of kite them over here in the corner. I stay away from sitting just right in front of them. Kind of wait. There you go. I used Engulf to bring Blackhand towards me. Nekron lunged. I blocked that out of the way. Roll. I don't want them close. I'm mainly hyper-focused with Blackhand, so that way I can have his attention, because in my opinion it's easier to kite him. You could just block break him when he does the Black Lantern beam, and once he starts slamming the floor, just keep your distance. When he lunges you, just block. Right there, you saw Blackhand kind of start hitting me. That could have been a problem, but you can see that the troll had his ult up, so that helps out a lot. And I didn't do it or take any of that damage. When you're doing B&E plus, I recommend the troll to hit when how many of those lantern things going inside the ion. It keeps me a little more focused on me coming back to kiting Blackhand and Nekron. Right there, I brought him over. What I should have done was lunge, and then thank God Blackhand wasn't even looking towards me at this time. Put the mist container in. You're good. Troll would start saying there's at least 2 in there. Everyone pays attention. Everyone knows where we're at. Once I jump back in there, I lunge, and then I always clip backdraft to stoke flips. Oof. I'm telling you, Red Tornado artifact, that's the one that helps out, dude. You guys can see Red Tornado save me out a lot here. Please, please, please use that artifact and get that 1 to 200. It's totally worth it. There he goes. I should have blocked there, but they got me out. Red Tornado clip again. Look at that. Oh, I love when that procs. It's good.
Yes.
So all you're doing as a fire tank here is just kind of like getting their attention, pull the aggro, and then just cut them down. Try not to keep them bunched up together. You want to keep Nekron away from Blackhand so you can see what Blackhand's planning on doing. But there are some times where Nekron kind of lunges and you're kind of cooked there. So block immediately, pop Burning Termination, Hard Light Shield, or Immolation, and then get out of there as soon as possible. As you can see right here, I put 3. Mafex was kind of struggling for a moment there, but I was able to go ahead and type that down. Get Nekron's attention. Once he leaps, get out of there. Red Tornado proc again. Dude, that artifact works. So all I'm doing is technically just using Backdraft here, because it focuses on the heal and the aggro pull. I want to go ahead and use that. Backdraft, get him towards me. There goes Nekron with the lunge. I already had Hard Light Shield, so I can get out of there. I should have broke. Boom, look at that. Using Golf, he lunged me. The reason why I didn't just take the hit to block him was because I had Hard Light Shield up. And then that moment right there, you saw I could have died because Nekron was zooming me in towards the Ion, and while I was doing that, I can't move or do anything, so Blackhand would lunge and then do all that damage. Luckily, I had Immolation up, and the healer gave me that burst heal, which saved my life. And also Red Tornado proc as well, like it did right there. When it comes down to you just being able to kill Nekron, it goes quite fast. You really just want to hyper focus on these ads right here. They don't always spawn in this corner. They can spawn a little maybe a little farther towards the right side of the screen, so you really want to focus on that, because those ads will wipe the entire group if you do not pull aggro fast. Easy, engulf them towards you, and then backdraft into Stoke Flames and Hard Light Shield. Keep Nekron's attention on us, that way no one can get down. Everybody else has their own job, which is staying away from those black pools. They die a lot faster if you're under that. It's no joke. Keep those heals up, keep that aggro. Ads came up, and then I pulled backdraft into Stoke Flames, and they all came to me, and then there you go. DPS kind of wiped them out. Really good, man. This group was fun. It was very fast. 15 minutes in, we were able to complete it.